I'm trying to surround myself and the think tank with the next generation of young and dynamic thinkers, and we brought Aubrey in today. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Aubrey. Welcome to the think tank, by the way.
Thank you. My name's Aubrey Irles, and I'm the PR director for the Libertarian Party of Texas. I spend my days and nights trying to shrink the size of the government.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
So, all right. So let's start with you.
Sure.
If indeed he did share the city, and you know, the next argument is going to be it doesn't matter, because if we follow the Clinton campaign, does it matter, and what should happen?
Well, the argument was brought up that this is something that happens every day, and I hate that argument. Just because something happens every day doesn't mean that it's right. And I think that—
Hold on just a second. That's not, you weren't meaning that this—
It's routine. Intelligence sharing is very routine.
Correct, but not necessarily what happened with the intelligence sharing of a city from a source that says, don't even tell Five Eyes our source, to the Russians.
Correct, if what is alleged is what actually happened.
Yes,
Right.
so that's not common.
Fair,
Okay.
fair. But I see this as no different. I mean, look at the situation differently. What if this was a lowly service member who had given this information to the Russian government? He would be in jail right now. He would be prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. So I don't see how this is any different for it being the president. In my mind, that just makes it worse, because he should not be reckless with this type of information.
Right. This is not illegal for him. He can share whatever he wants, so it's not illegal for him to do it. But he should he can't be impeached, so he should resign?
Well, he's putting troops at risk. He's putting our relationships at risk. I think this may be something that's worthy of him resigning over.
Nathan.
You know, I don't, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, as to the why he would do something like this, I actually don't really think it's a nefarious thing with Trump. You know, I think he's in there and he has a moment of trying to impress, you know, and he likes to throw around his words of great, and we have this beautiful intel, and, you know, they were just telling me the other day about this city. You know, I feel like I don't even think there's a plan behind it.
So hang on just a second.
Problem.
So is that intent? Because that's what we said we would not accept from Hillary Clinton.
Right. I'm just saying that I don't feel like this example is so much greater necessarily than things we've already seen from him. I mean, I would have him resign just from his tweeting, you know, but
Agreed.
you know.
I'm conflicted. I am, because McMaster seemed like, just like what Aubrey said, I think during the break, is it looks like two different guys. It really does. He did not break any laws. I don't see how he can be subpoenaed for any of this. However, I mean, in that same interview, they asked, or in the same press conference, they asked him, was this spur of the moment? Did he just say this, you know, on a whim? Again, you saw the McMaster tap dance. He really couldn't give an answer for it. He basically said but didn't say that we didn't discuss saying this. It just kind of came out because it was in the context of the discussion.
Did you guys see my interview with Eric Erickson today? Okay, so Eric Erickson, you saw it?
I've heard what Eric Erickson.
Okay, so what did he? So
yeah, he's been reporting that there's even bigger intelligence that's there, right?
Yeah, no, he said the Washington Post. He said, I know one of the sources, and he said this guy is very pro-Trump. He said, I couldn't even talk to him during the campaign. He was so over the top on Trump. He said, we had to stop our relationship. He said, so he's very pro-Trump. He is in the security apparatus. He was there at the White House. He said, it's worse than what is being reported. And he said, this is smoke. And he said, the reason why, he's one of the sources. And he said, the reason why is because the president is out of control and will not listen to any of his advisors. He thinks everything that is said to him is an attack on him personally, and he is being reckless with information. He listens to the press more than he listens to anybody in the White House. And he said, this is their only shot. Somebody's got to stop him and stand up to him, and maybe it will be the press that will shock him into, listen, Mr. President.
I think you're hitting it right on the head. Like, why are we processing this? We're all processing this out loud because this, again, we have a president. We had the first president was George Washington, the first Catholic president was John F. Kennedy, and now the first cable news junkie president is Donald Trump right now. And he's literally processing this all out loud right now, when in reality, this should be something that's playing out. our discussions and our strategy relative to Syria, our working with or trying to combat against Russia needs to be playing out somewhere else, not in the media standpoint.
Entertaining these anonymous sources like this. So if we're entertaining this, are we not lighting those fires that we're talking about not doing, like jumping on to the chaos? Because if we have a man with the credibility of McMaster, if he says
what
that
did he just
nothing
say?
inappropriate happened,
No. But you have to go back again to what he said. What did he say at the beginning? Nothing inappropriate happened. But I want you to understand what the president decides to do with intelligence is his prerogative and makes whatever he wants to do wholly appropriate. So what he's saying is, it's a catch-22. Was he inappropriate? No, he wasn't inappropriate. But whatever he decides to do is appropriate.
And I would like to inject that. I mean, at this, if his intent was not to actually give up bad information, it was just like a spur of the moment. Hey, I'm impressive. Look at me.
That's
It was not that bad this time.
Yeah.
What if later on it is bad?
Yeah.
Can I ask you this question? Does the president having chaos, total chaos, and the president coming under attack, we've said this about every president, left or right. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I hope to God not. But does that make us more likely or less likely for the president to say war, to get his name, to shut this up, rally the people? We've already taught him once. You lob a missile, you be strong with North Korea, we love the president. We taught him that once. We've always accused every president of that. They did it with George W. Bush. We did it with Bill Clinton. I mean, it always happens. It always happens. He wants to get his name off of the. Does this scandal make us more or likely or less likely? And by the way, on Korea, on the NSA front, that where they leaked the malware, came out this morning that it looks like it may be North Korea that launched that malware. Well, is that an act of war against the world? I'm just trying to think, what is he going to do? You're saying the next one will be worse, yes, but the more trouble he gets into, where's his escape?
More, he's going to try and flex his muscles to prove that he's still in control. Very much. I mean, that's what Kim Jong-un does whenever he gets smacked around a little
you
bit.
couldn't buy any kind of media coverage on the Russia scandal or the collusion scandal during this North Korea-Syria stuff. Like, first Syria happened, everything dropped off the map.
Yes.
You couldn't see, no one was talking about it, and if anybody was, they're like, whatever, it was back on page 12, whatever. I definitely think that the more this heats up, I mean, you said it yourself with the North Korea thing. Now you've basically legitimized an international coalition because the entire world was hit.
Bowie, what happens? What should happen? Does it matter if it's true?
I think my opinion kind of stems to creating a clear line between what should happen and what will happen. Should Trump resign? Maybe, but will he voluntarily? Never. So knowing that information, I think knowing that, that's where we have to decide what our next move will be, because putting pressure on him to resign, I don't think will do anything.